days on the channel don't come much better than the days of these days. My top 2 bucket list beers in this shed at the exact same time. Hopefully you've seen the review of Heady Topper and you've seen the review of Pliny the Elder. But which one's my favourite? Let's find out next. Scott reviews things. Hello again and welcome back to Scott Reviews Things. Hope you're keeping really well. I bet you're not having a good day as I am. My day's been fucking brilliant. I'm loving life. Absolutely loving life. Don't meet your fucking heroes. You're going to be disappointed. These 2 beers have not disappointed. They've cost me a lot of money, but they haven't disappointed me. And that is a key thing. So, Heady Topper, the OG New England IPA, Vermont style IPA, from the Alchemist in Vermont. Pliny the Elder, my beer that I've always wanted to try. This is number uno, number 10, from Russian River Brewing Company out of California. West Coast. The OG West Coast. But what's better? Which one do I prefer out of these 2 beers and why? And what the difference is? Well, the difference is one's a West Coast and one's a fucking... I don't know if you've seen it before this, but I've done an East versus West video. I think it should have been this one, to be fair, because this is quintessential. So Heady Topper, 8%, both 8% beers, but both doing things slightly differently. So Heady Topper, New England, hazy, sort of pillowy soft, fruity, but it's got that pine in there as well, which I like. And then you've got the Pliny the Elder. So Pliny, bitter, fucking smash you in the face, bitter. Piney, smash you in the face, piney, but super smooth. I quite like an aggressive West Coast IPA, whereas this one does it slightly differently. 8% and it just glides. So, looking at the 2 in the glass, obviously very clear. On your left, you've got Heady Topper. On the right is Pliny the Elder. It does say drink Heady Topper from the can. And it does make a difference. Whether that's psychosomatic, I don't really know. But I did that, and I thought there was a slight difference. So, I'm not going to go through the whole bullshit of the whole review again. I'm just going to sit here, admire these 2 beers, and I'll tell you which I think is the better of the 2. Or which one's my favourite. One might be a draw. And I've been talking to my friends Dean's beer reviews. Go and give Dean some love. And Dave the Blue Van Mare saying, what happens if I don't like these beers? I'd be fucking gutted, would I? £14 to £25 plus postage, but well worth it. So if you want to try them out, you're going to be onto a winner, man. So let's go in for the Heady. It just smells lovely. Lovely dankness to it. I know it's opening up. It's been sat here for a little while I did the other review of Pliny. It's opened up a little bit more. It's lovely, but it's quite muted, and that gets you salivating even more because you're like, oh, interesting. Instant hit of those really nice New England traits in a beer. But what this one does slightly different is it leaves you with that pine. They're not a lot of the English style, unless you use Simcoe or something like that. The English style, they're more centered around stone fruits and things like that. Where this one, it hits you with that pine at the end, and it actually works really well with this beer, and I like that. So mouthfeel, how am I going to judge this? I haven't even thought about this. I'm going to judge it mouthfeel. So mouthfeel's creamy, smooth. I'm going to give that a 10 out of 10. Pliny the Elder. Equally, for a West Coast, equally smooth, and that's not something you can get quite aggressive carbonation in a Westie, and I like the aggressive carbonation. And then a fucking whack of that pine resin, and a damn sight more so than from Heady Topper. Carbonation, I've done mouthfeel, haven't I? I'm just sat drinking the beer now. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter what I think. Does it matter if... Do you give a shit what I think is better? Fruitier. Sweeter. Probably slightly softer in the mouth, but I'd expect that. Less bitter. But a fantastic beer. And then you come into Pliny. Slightly less mouthfeel, a lot less sweeter, but you're still getting that slightly caramel note from that, but more aggressively piney, not Pliny, more aggressively piney, more aggressively bitter. A classic style take on a West Coast IPA against a classic style and take on a New England IPA. How do you pick a winner out of that? Do I pick a winner out of it? I'm being very careful to sip these. I'm going to sit and enjoy these in a minute. They're very different beers. Obviously, both 8%. The 8%. We're going to be controversial now. I think the 8% is better hidden in Pliny than it is in the Heady. Heady, you do get that hint of 8%, which I like. I actually like that as well. Whereas Pliny hides it really well. I'm saying that. I'm going to probably be on my back in a minute after having these two. I'm going to pick a winner. I am going to pick a winner. I am going to pick a winner. And it's on the fact that this beer has been the beer that I've always wanted to try. It's not going to be any surprise. It's not going to be any surprise. This isn't a beer battle. It can't be a beer battle. These two beers are completely different beers. One is a quintessential take on West Coast IPA. The other one is a quintessential take on a New England hazy Vermont style IPA. So I can't put them together and say that these are the differences. It's not like the same style of beer. What one would I buy again? I'd buy them both again, in all honesty. But being a huge West Coast IPA fan, I'm always going to go for Pliny the Elder. I'm always going to go for that. But it's an absolute gnat's knacker because Heady Topper is fantastic. It is, and the fact that they've got that pine on the back end, that makes it even better. It does. It really, really pulls it through even more for me. And this is the best drinking day ever. I'm going out for dinner with Wanda for Chantel's birthday, and this is the best drinking day I've ever had. And what's lovely about this is neither of these beers they've let me down, because when you're paying a lot of money for a beer, you don't want it to let you down. And when you've built something up in your head, it's like a film, and you want to go see the film and you come out and it's shit. Neither of these beers have let me down, so I'm blown away. But for me, it's going to be Pliny the Elder. Absolutely. And that's not to say that Heady Topper isn't a great beer, because it's fucking brilliant. It is a brilliant, but I'm always going to veer. I'm a westward leaning lad, and that beer is everything and more that I wanted it to be, and I'm absolutely blown away that I've finally been able to get it. So bucketlistbeers.co.uk, get yourself over to Bucket List Beers. £14, £25, not cheap, but you know, in life sometimes you get what you pay for. These beers are worth paying for, and you'd have some fucking idiot going, I went out to America and it was like $5. I don't care. I satisfy my bucket list needs. What are your bucket list needs? What is left on your bucket list? Are either of these two still left on it? And if they are, I can highly recommend them both to you. You're not going to be disappointed. They are bucket list beers for a reason. Leave a comment down below. If you like this video, get a thumbs up. If you don't get a thumbs down, there's a subscribe button somewhere. I'm about to have the fucking best day ever. I'll see you soon.